Hi everybody, it's Miss Wheat, and today we are looking at the ELA packet for week 9, day 2. So you'll remember that for your phonics work this week, all you've got to do is keep practicing those fluency phrases on the cards. Maybe try to go through the whole set each day. So there's no new phonics work, but today I do want to jump back into our reading and writing that we're doing about Canada, Mexico, and ourselves. So that's going to be what we look at today. So let's jump in. Okay, cool. So nothing too radical or crazy here, but basically today we're reading two texts, one about Canada, one about Mexico. We're also going to annotate a little bit, which means mark it up in a helpful way. And then we're going to answer some questions, and that will be it. So that's what we're looking at right now. Just like always, I really want you to try reading these texts on your own. I think that you can do it, but there will also be a recording of me reading them that you can follow along with to help you answer the questions if you need it or if you want to do it that way. But try reading it, okay? You're awesome, you can do it. The first text about Canada is this one. It's called Halley's Skating Lesson. So this is the first text you're going to read. And the second text is called Meet Nayeli, and it looks like this. So that's the other text that you'll read for today. While you read, you are going to annotate. So I would like for you to read through one time on your own or listen through one time while you read along with me. And then on the second time that you go through the text, we're going to annotate. So just like always, you are going to underline the major points, what seems important. You'll underline that. If there's stuff that doesn't make sense to you, a word you don't know, or a phrase that is confusing, circle it, because then we can come back to it. If you have a question pop into your brain while you read, you can go ahead and put a question mark in the side and write down what your question is, because great readers are always thinking of questions while they work through a text. And then if there's anything that you want to write down in the margin that helps you understand, or a note that you want to take, you can go ahead and write it. This is your copy of the text, and we annotate to help you understand as a reader. So this is all about what makes sense to you or what you have questions about. Then you've got two text-dependent questions, so you're going to dig in the text to find these answers. The first one asks, what details do the authors include to help you learn about the lives of Nayeli and Halley? So tell me some cool details you learned. Next one, how are the children's lives similar? Try to answer these in complete sentences, but I think that once you go through the text, these will be pretty easy for you to answer. Then we get to my favorite part. So this is a chart with the same parts of life we thought about yesterday. But this is going to be just about Nayeli and Halley and you. Okay? So for each row, you will fill it in for what it's like for Nayeli, what it's like for Halley, and what it's like for you. The first one is family history or traditions. I've read through the text a bunch of times, and I don't think it really teaches us much about family history or traditions. So I think we should skip this one because it doesn't really match the text. But let's think about some traditions in our own families or in our own lives, even though we didn't learn about it for Nayeli and Halley. So what I did, I just drew a line through Nayeli and Halley because we don't have that info, but I did think about my own family tradition. So some of the ones that came into my head were, we always make cookies for Christmas. We always get together, my cousins, my grandparents, everybody, and we make cookies. Also, something kind of cool that my family does is we sing happy birthday in English, but also in another language called Dutch, because when my mom and her brothers and sisters were growing up, they lived in a country called Holland, and the language there is Dutch, so we still sing happy birthday in Dutch also. And then also, whenever my whole family is together, my uncles and aunts and cousins and everybody, we always play bingo. And it's so silly, but we just do it every time. So those are some of the traditions that my family has. I want you to think about the traditions that your family has. They can be big things or little things, but what's something special that your family does every year? Now, all the other rows I think are fine because in the text they talked about who Nayeli and Haley live with. So, who do you live with also? They talk about food a little bit, and they talk about school, activities, and the climate. Remember, climate you can write about weather. I'm not talking about temperatures and what the weather is like. So, you're going to go ahead and fill these charts out. And that is the last thing you need to do for today. So go ahead, work on those. I'll post the videos of the read aloud for the text and get to work. Awesome. Can't wait to read what you come up with. Let me know if you have any questions. Text me, call me, Yeah, awesome. You're so cool. Keep it up.